All right, people, yes, we're back. Here it is. Today's the, 3rd of September. Well, good news. Good news. Some. That would be what Biden just did. He told you in a very softly worded way, didn't he? No more American military might doing regime changes. No, there's no more blow-gut dictator, despot, bribed by whichever types to go in and blow someplace up to steal their oil or their land, whatever it is, right? So he ended the 20-year thing, that we all knew, in Afghanistan and Iraq, essentially, of $2 trillion, 20 years, many thousands killed, and afterwards George Bush admitted there were no weapons of mass destruction. Yeah. And the lie, they said that, okay, we went in there 20 years ago. Biden's guy, Blinken, is saying that, the Secretary of State, to get the people who did 9/11, and we got bin Laden. No, you didn't get the people who did 9/11. You got the people that are victims. You got victims and forced them to do 9/11. A new wrong, yep. Terroristic in nature, gee, you wouldn't say. And a furthering of the downward spiral, yeah. Yep. Now, 9/11 happened because people, it's generic. You can use Norway for an example. Norway bribes our Congress for $17 billion a year for 50 years to blow up Sweden. After 50 years, the people from Sweden, Stockholm, Gothenburg, and all those areas, the Swedes, their friends came over and hit us on 9/11, right? You see, you can't keep beating up the neighbor's kid without the dad coming over and saying, hey, what's up, See, it doesn't matter. It's a wrong, you see. We can blow-gut all we want about, 9/11 happened to us. Yes, it happened to us, not Italy, Japan, or the Eskimos. It happened to us. A new wrong to repeat. Terroristic in nature, gee, I suppose. And again, furthering of the downward spiral. Why do that anymore? Biden said no more. That's what caused 9/11. This crock about, we did our thing for 20 years. We got the people that did 9/11 and got Osama bin Laden. No, that isn't who did 9/11. That's the crock you were told. He was some guy worth $600 or $800 million, this Osama bin Laden, and he was willing to live in caves to fight for freedom because he got tired of the 50 years of America bending over and accepting bribes to blow up the Middle East, to steal oil, whatever, whatever the facts are, which are always there. The truth is always knowable, always, yeah. Joe Biden is an amazing person. He is on the way to Mount Rushmore. Yes, he is steps away, yeah. He and that Miss America with the most beautiful heart and soul, no pun intended, Miss America. Look at her, cover of Vogue magazine. Look at Jill Biden. By the way, people, she's actually being Jill Biden. She's not posing, crap. No. And look inside, listen to what she says. Then you see her sitting there, this beautiful thing, sitting on the couch, leaning forward to a coffee table with a laptop, and has a pen going across this way, holding in her mouth, a pencil, and working, right. She's a teacher. One of her girlfriends said, God, you say you'll always keep teaching, but you won't have much chance when you're in the White House. She says, why not? She's teaching. I don't know. I mean, didn't you people agree that she is evidence that God has been hanging around? I just don't know where these people come from. Jill Biden, Tulsi Gabbard, people like that. Of the notables. You people don't have to be notables. You know them. Yeah. Kamala Harris, same thing. A couple of errors. I know what she did wrong. You don't. You know one thing. I know the other. The greater of the two. But you know what? Joe Biden undercut the whole thing, and he said no more. And again, he watered it down and, handheld us and saying it lightly. No more American might, American military might. Going in and doing regime change? Who the hell are we? Tulsi Gabbard, this beautiful thing that ran. Remember, she was in the panel of the Democrat candidates. Remember, for the election, And she really wasn't much of a Democrat, so she finally moved away from that. But she's that beautiful thing from Hawaii, the sweet, sane thing, 38 years old. Well, she did 2 terms in Iraq. She was in the Air Force. She was a colonel in the Air Force, in the medical unit. Yeah. And she tells the story. One day she was over there in Iraq. I mean, one of the days. She's there for 2 terms. And there's a sign up there that says, "Is this the day?" She always wondered, what does that sign mean? So she asked the local, an actual human that she could talk to, like the couple 100,000 we murdered over there, So she asked the local, could I ask you what that sign means? Is this the day? Yeah. And the local said, yes, it means, is this our last day? That we, the blow-gut dictator, Biden just said, oh, no more. We just blow up people like that? Sure. We bend over for the arms makers and guys. I was in the Marines. Don't give me the crap, okay? Yeah, a platoon leader. Listen, we bend over for the arms makers to bribe Congress. Yeah, to spend billions to the arms makers. Yeah, and then they invent reasons why. There was a movie called Wag the Dog. I didn't see it, but I got the message. Yeah, they invent a reason to have the arms to go blow things up. We might do it through somebody in the Middle East to steal their oil, their land, whatever. Joe Biden, I cannot possibly tell you people. I cannot possibly tell you how incredibly stable and sane. And these crazy people are picking out times, oh, he doped off. Doped off? I'd dope off too if I'm working 100 hours a day. What the hell's that got to do with saving your life? Hello? Are you there? We try to maintain an IQ of room temp or above. Try, I said. We're having fun here, people. We're just giving a little chat up. You see these people in the car. On Facebook, they call it a live stream or a podcast. Probably not moving their mask up as much as this one. We're not used to having a mask. We have to. Required. Yes, it's a favorite. We had a wreck. It was elective, though. Not bad karma. Imitating somebody who could ride a horse. Apparently not very well. So while we're doing the dental work, yes. They do provide an immediate, they say, teeth in a day, but that's a denture, nah. So we're covering that. It takes a year. So we're borrowing because of the in fashion wearing masks, getting healthy people to be afraid of healthy people. The truth, right? So we're wearing that not because we're into that crap. No. No, we're with the humans, the people that didn't bend over and forfeit their humanness to believe this crap. Some are forced. Joe Biden is Mount Rushmore. Joe Biden is Mount Rushmore. I'm telling you. Yeah. This just in, a little telex from the Mount Rushmore Select Committee for Expansions and Additions, a presented model to be lowered. On top of the Fab Four that are there, they were dealing at a national level. Joe's taking it to an international level. No more regime change. No more of that blow-gut dictator stuff, You've been so lied to. Me too. I didn't know this. A woman said, for example, immigration, those people coming in, she said, they're escaping. This is very key. This is about Biden. Regime change. They're escaping something that we created. Gee, you mind telling us what that is? Oh, here it is. We looked it up. Yeah, the U.S. invaded Central America. Those shithole countries Trump talks about, right? S-H-I-G-H-T, shithole, right? The first year we did it was in 1954 and then ever since to justify it. We invaded one of those Central American countries because their new democratically elected leader wouldn't be tough enough on communism. Well, boy, I'm into that. I'm a Marine. I'm a Harvard Marine. Holy caca. Let's go get the commies. Yeah, I don't like commies. No. Ouch. Bang. So we went in and blew the place up because we didn't think he's tough enough. So we blew the place up, withdrew, creating a vacuum, and voila, V-O-I-L-A. Looked it up. It means wow. The cartels were born, like this ISIS crap. We went in, blew things up, withdrew, and the ISIS came in. Yeah, come on. So, yeah, the cartels are born. And we are today their main trading partner. We're their banker. I was one of those, too. Yeah, not a cartel, but a banker. Let me tell you something. Yeah, we're their flaky. We buy their drugs for flaky social use. And mostly, I think, for, to medicate for the woes of life. I understand that. We're their main trading partner today. Always have been. Yeah. So those women, I'm silly. I'm into fresh air. Call it fresh air. Take a walk. She grabs the kids and takes a walk for 1,000 miles, knowing she might die. Many have. She got no money or food, right? Why? Because of the cartels you and I created. Now, there's a way to fix this, right? They already raped her, killed her husband, and said, hey, scum woman. Yeah, we're making the rounds, we the Kaka cartel. You know that. We'll be back in a couple days, and we want that little brat scum kid eaters, or you're dead like your husband. What's up today? She takes the walk. She enters the U.S. legally. Legal asylum, we owe it. Hey, we have 330 million people. What's a few thousand? What are you talking about? We suddenly take in the Afghan ones. We should. We've murdered their lives and regime also. Biden's wiser than he's allowed to tell you. Yeah, don't worry, I was a Republican for 100,000 trillion years. Don't give me this crap calling me a Democrat, okay? I don't want to hear it, guys. I don't want to hear you doing yourselves in anymore. Oh, not you. God, no. You're the 80%ers that are good enough condition, operating state to do things right. The other 20 are just as good, but they're not doing as well. So we owe her. She comes in, legal asylum, and his Nazi, Stephen Miller, poor dear, has her arrested. So a false criminal record dumps her out in the desert at night, and the rats eat her. Or gets raped, or both. What's up? She's not from Mexico. How's that going? She came in to pick lettuce for 3 cents a year, so to speak. And they're treated like scum because they're not citizens, beaten around, right? But the combinedness of them create billions in tax dollars. Thanks, Fox, for lying, saying they're in for a free 65-year meal ticket. You go pick lettuce, pig. I degraded pig. Our beloved Christian friends at Fox, righteous. Maybe they're Mormons. I don't know what they are. They sure aren't human in their speak. Calling these people dirty brown, I'd say looking into your own heart for a model, perhaps. Who the hell are you calling dirty brown? These are humans. Calling Joe Biden a murderer because he pulled out. He pulled out of murdering. Yeah. Don't let people actually think. Some of these media people, and they're the butt boys to the people that have a vested interest. And I borrowed that from Mika and Joe on Morning Joe. Joe Scarborough was a Republican congressman. Mika, his incredibly beautiful wife, and they have a show in the morning, and they're a little upset with some things. Yeah, she used the term butt boy. I got a kick out of that today. Yeah. So Miller, Trump's Nazi, who also destroyed any way to pull out of Afghanistan. Biden had to bypass that. But that Nazi is kicking these people out. I didn't know this. Did you? Those drugs aren't coming in through the border and tunnels. And they went through that phase. Maybe one or two still do. No, 85% of all these, heroin, cocaine, crap type drugs, they're flown in from Puerto Rico to New York and Boston, working a deal through the airport workers. It's all available in the news, people. I'm just reminding us because we have such a deluge, a tsunami of new stuff newly every week we forget, right? So you're going to put up a wall on the East Coast? Got one in the South? Oh, some of the drugs came through, not from, but through China, so it hits California, put the wall up there, and we told you before, true, a moose, the big animal with a rat, was spotted crossing the Canada-North Dakota border with saddlebags and had some marijuana or some crap or something. They got him good. Wall up there. Now you're walled in, yeah. But you see, Biden's doing something, speaking of Mount Rushmore, that Teddy Roosevelt did. Yes, I have a right to talk about it. I told you why. Run while you can. But you have the same right. Teddy Roosevelt, one of the Fab Four at Mount Rushmore, took the U.S. from a national level to an international level. Yeah, he invented the modern-day presidency. Not, tore down the greenhouses. Oh, my God, he's not green. And built the West Wing. Why? To take the business out of the White House? No, because going big. He painted those old gray Navy boats white, sailed them around the globe, tapped his little walking stick on the side, borrowing that African proverb, speak softly and carry a big stick. And told all the regimes, carry on, guys. Remember, he's from the U.S. That's a bunch of guys that came from each of those countries and formed a thing that's sort of the leader of how to be free. And he toured around and kind of said, hey, doing good, guys. You got this way, you got that way. We're all kind of he really did a nice job of validating and enhancing. No, he did what Biden is doing. No regime change. Joe Biden. People, I can't tell you how lucky we are. My God. He probably gave you Earth, back, so no bombings. Yeah, it's a start, man. It's a start. I can't tell you how good he is. Oh, this such imperfect guy. Did he stumble? Oh, my God, I stumbled, too. Drank too much. No, when you're 18 years old, you can stumble. Yeah. 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 It happens, guys. It happens, He doped off. I might dope off too, working 100 hours a day. You see, cherry pick, yeah. You warmongering psychotics, you're not really, but your doingness is not good. You're good as a being, but your doingness is a little flawed. You're obeying layers of life that Joe Biden isn't. You know what I've noticed in looking back, my takeaway? He's not even a politician. No, he's not. He's not even a Democrat. He dares to be Joe Biden. He didn't go along with this stuff in the panel of candidates of the Democrat guys. Girls, he didn't go along with their stuff. No. Nah. Nor did Kamala. I just really like her. What a beautiful, beautiful soul. Kamala Harris, the most beautiful thing. She and Jill Biden, my God. Jill Biden. Oh, my Lord, are we lucky. And Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard, when she asked the person over there in Iraq, what she's a colonel in the Air Force, now Air National Guard, right? What does this sign mean? Ask the local. What does this sign mean? Is this the day? And the local says, is this our last day? What in the hell did Joe Biden just save those people from? And Tulsi thought this, maybe she could take $20, or was it $40? Of the $20 trillion we just blew, no, I'm sorry, $2 trillion over 20 years, $40, and bring it back home and give it to some people that didn't have food. She says, Bill, don't bomb. She was the sanest. Maybe not forceful enough, big enough, blow gut, I don't know what the hell. She didn't get elected, nominated, yeah. But Joe Biden is quite a guy. He really is. Yeah, I know, guys, I've been a Democrat. I've worked with a few of these people that we've read about that sat around there over the years, And we've had some good ones that sat there. Reagan was sort of the gold standard. No, you think he's a Republican? No, Reagan was a moderate Democrat from a small town in Illinois. Sound familiar? Like Abe Lincoln. And became a moderate Republican. When you can't tell what they are, I like that. Like Tulsi, you can't tell. I don't think Biden's a Democrat. I don't think he's any of that. He does some things that aren't correct, the tax and spend, but he's pulling that back. Yeah, he is. We'll get to that. He's doing so many good things. The main thing is, I always said this, it's always better, if you back the car out of the driveway to have a road there, It's easier to drive the car with an earth, yeah, and then take things below that. In terms of orders, evaluation of importances, orders of magnitude, get your earth cooking again, get your earth okay. And then you have a place for the house to sit, you see. Earthquakes aside, yeah. It's nice, so if you want, so get rid of the nukes, the de-nuking, essentially, that's what he began. Yeah, so this guy, he's quite a guy, man. I'm impressed. Yeah, and all he has to do now, there's one more biggie. It's going to save the Jews. They're a small bunch. We talk about them. We've tried to help them. This ending military might, American military might, going in for regime change. They've been kind of taking $17 billion a year out of our food money in the U.S. and occupying and murdering people over there. So we are funding a regime change in occupied Palestine. But Ben and Jerry's, the ice cream guys, my God, they're the biggest ice creamers, right? They're 800 and some million. They're Jews. No, they have a heart, a soul, a pulse, that kind of thing, IQ north of room temp. My guys, they did, it's called doing the Ben and Jerry. They said, that's it, they closed their plant. No more, nor sales in occupied Palestine. Yeah, they're not okay with murdering. And those beautiful rabbis over there, the stereotypical gray beard and the glasses and the hat. Yeah, guys with a heart, a soul, a pulse. Yeah, in a hospital in Palestine helping some poor farm guy. They was just yanked off his land and beaten badly. They're in helping him, and these rabbis hold up a sign saying Zionism, I guess that's what they call that, Nazi stuff. Zionism isn't Judaism. Ben and Jerry's are saying that. So all Biden has to do is he's got to do the Ben and Jerry now. He said now, but give him a chance. He just did it the other day. No more American military might into regime change. I can't. It's hard for me to even talk, people. I'm not kidding you. What this guy did, this Joe Biden, he's got an old Corvette too. I had one like that. I like him, yeah. And his wife, I can tell you stories. I just saw it in the newsstand. That's my girl. What a beautiful, sweet thing. Yeah, I mean, what a girl. Did you see the story when she was a little girl and her even littler sister? And some big bully came up, bigger than both of them put together, right? And threw worms on her little sister. Geez, they cowered and cried, right? Actually, what happened was little Joe Biden found out where this guy lived, went up and banged on the door. The fool shows up, and she cocks back and drills him. He's gone. Remember, he could toss her around with one arm. He could beat her to death. Oh, no. The vector, the direction of energy was coming at she and little sister, right? She reversed the vector, the direction of energy at him. Pow! She has integrity. She stood up, and she said, you will never throw worms on my little sister again. Got the impression, people, takeaway, that fancy term they use today in the news. I got the impression this little guy won't be bullying, a lot bigger than her, but won't be bullying anybody anymore. Oh, yeah, and then one day when he was on stage or something, one of the events, and somebody's coming after him, she jumps up and pushes the guy away. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but that isn't a promulgator with the world. No. Look at her on the cover of Vogue magazine. I'm so glad they put her. She's not posing. She's not into fashion. She is Miss America looks, with the most beautiful heart and soul since God ever was around. So is Kamala Harris and Tulsi Gabbard and Katie Porter. Those are people. Liz Warren, minus some of her policies, she cares about you. And Bernie Sanders, this golden-souled Jew. And we praise him. Yeah, we like to do that. Have been, are, and we shall continue. We have a reason. They're just sort of a further level of golden soulness, these Jews. So we talk about them, yeah. Been doing it a lot. I'm not into his socialistic programs, but he said one day with his Vermont accent, he's a gully. He's a gully, We can't be doing that to Palestine. Oh, they attack him as anti-Semite. What? This Jew cares about humans called Palestinian. Anti-Semite, anti-cement? What does that mean? What does that mean? Huh? No, he's anti-murder. Apartheid. Starvation. You couldn't say he's anti-Jew because then you'd be saying Jews are into that. Jews don't do that. Remember our little third grade lesson? Cubans didn't kill Cubans. Castro did if you spoke against communism, right? Jews didn't kill Jews. Hitler did, right? His name is Schicklgruber, a house painter and sometimes canvas. Oh, that's not his name. Oh, yes, that is his name. He killed Jews. He's not being a Jew, he's being a killer. Americans didn't rob banks. Jesse James robbed banks. That's not an American, right? Priests didn't rape kids. Rapists rape little boys, molested little boys. Do you follow? No, priests don't do that. Hello? Today, look around. They're there. Things are fine. Catholics don't molest little boys, nor do priests. No, molesters do. Big difference. You see? Genius guy made a statement the other day. So he said, no such thing as a bad cop. Genius! There's a cop by definition. I've worked with them guys. They're out there for your life without theirs sometimes. What? And there's a guy here who's messing up. That's not being a cop. That's a guy messing up, you see? Just reminding you of the dumbest things. So they're so simple, they're stupid. Joe Biden, I cannot possibly in any way, anywhere, anytime, any place tell you the value of this guy. And these psychotics, not beings, but they're doing this as psychotic on Fox and other places. Oh, here's some former SEAL and stuff. I worked with SEALs, guys, saying, oh God, Biden put people at risk. No, he took them away. And the Taliban helped the U.S. do it. And then they interviewed on Lester Holt's show with Richard Engel, the forever roving reporter over there, you know. I don't know, some of the things he says I don't care for, but he was forced to tell of the interview. Showed it with the leader of the Taliban who said, yeah, we're the new regime. We want to have embassies, and, you know, places, offices with the U.S., blah, blah. Yeah? And so they say, well, yeah, look what you do to women. No. He says, we're the new regime. He didn't say we don't do that. He said, no, that is not okay. He didn't say we don't do it. He said it's wrong and we don't do that. And they are our sisters. Deal with reality called present time. Bless that guy. Yeah, and Biden, you know what he had to fight? Some of Trump's crazies parachuted right into to Biden's West Wing, and they're against him and saying, oh, yeah, but you can't trust him. No, we can't trust you to shut your mouth from being a warmonger. Yeah, you. Wow. Yeah, interesting. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm grateful. I'm just here talking like those guys in the car. You know, they do the, we're on location, of course. People were a remote set. You know, they're in the car talking with a camera on them. They're talking to you while driving. Well, we're parked. We're a little bit quieter than that. That's called a live stream or podcast, whatever those fancy terms are. Don't know much about that. Never learned much in school or did much book learning. But I can tell you this. Sorry about this mask. It is really a symbol of insanity, isn't it? So we're here just speaking freely without an outline, like our old neighbor, rest his soul, Rush Limbaugh. Remember, he was on the radio for a long time. He had a nice outline of bullet points and chalkboards and whiteboards in the studio. No, we're on location. We're on the edge of civilization. Yeah. The edge of wilderness, downtown Palm Beach. Wow, is that a place? Woo! About midtown, downstream, a little down the beach, Trump has that. He bought that club, and now he lives there. You know, ocean to lake, Mar-a-Lago, I guess means Lago Lake, something like that. Again, didn't learn much in school. So, people, yeah. Trump, one of the 4 points of his platform, a bit Reagan-esque, a bit Teddy Roosevelt-like, Trump said no more of those fake wars. Yeah, well, even on a sincere basis, he had no voter voice. He was owned. If you Google shadow president, Trump shadow president, you'll get the picture there. There's 4 or 5 things that come up, and they all say the same thing. Ugly. Biden has some of that in his camp, but he won. Again, my amazement, my exclaim is this. How he did what he did in spite of his own guys and the Fox guys and the media guys. Yeah. Yeah. I'm amazed. He is clueless, dumb, stupid, simple, ignorant, totally an airhead, unaware of how great and genius he is. You know why? Those that are doing it, they go, I don't know. You know, he's just great. Earth. You got Earth back. You have a chance. No more, because we're the leader. We're the big blowgut dictator, right? We were bribable, right? By any group to give them billions to go and, you know, harm people and steal their oil or whatever. Yeah. Gosh. So he's got to get those U.S.-funded Somali pirates out of occupied Palestine. Killing. They actually sport shoot those little Palestinian kids. Sport shoot their eye out Rubber coated steel bullets. You sports, you get an eye, you get points. And they have a t-shirt, a pregnant woman, 2 for 1, what? Yeah, on your money. Don't deny, Facebook. Big. You know, kittens and butterflies, puppies and rabbits, and then, shooting some people in Palestine and beating them to death, yeah. And then more butterflies and rabbits and puppies and, you know, gerbils and hamsters and, you know, those kind of things. Pretend. Biden, I got to tell you, people, I'm repeating the same thing over because it'll never end, my gratefulness. People have been doing this a long time. As long as we don't ask how long, we'll be okay. Or to tell you to run. You can take every administration just from the Kennedy era forward, the last 60 years. Both sides, some have this, some that, some more, some less. It's all public information. You could take all the wrongs, and you know what they are. They wouldn't be a pinhead fitting into the Trump group's wrongs weekly that you still don't know about. Trump had the best platform, yeah, better than Biden's. But he couldn't do it, even were he totally sincere and not just seeming like that and doing deals. The wall, for example, that he built. Why? $5 ladder to get you over it. Right? The wall, make America great again, jobs for America, right? But he gave a buddy in Russia, no, not the Russian guy, no, a buddy in Russia, the contract to do it. Paid you to play, right? Russia built that wall. Came out. I don't care, you know. That's the least of your troubles. Well, actually, the biggest of your troubles are gone. Joe Biden. From an old, and don't ask how old, Republican. Let me tell you, Joe Biden. Man, what a sane and stable guy. And he stumbled on the stairs to the airplane. Oh, wow. Spilled his coffee, too. You didn't see that. You weren't on board. Yeah, oh, God, yeah. Stop it. Turn the flight around. He spilled his coffee. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember I was on the ice one day. I'm 19. At a college, kind of the Notre Dame of college hockey. And I tripped out of the... I never tripped, or I never fell in my entire career of skating 9 to 12 hours a day on the non-school days and 5 hours in the school. Never once. And I just fell. That didn't look good. Coach didn't like that. You don't have a lot of window there to make the team or not, you see. So I fell. I was 19. Out of excitement, whatever. I don't know. I couldn't believe I did that. I couldn't believe that. I don't fall. No, I was... a different kind of ice person. I don't fall. And, but I fell. I was 19, and Joe's how old? Tripped on the stairs, yeah. You know what? I didn't know this. This writer, there's such a desperation to demonize this guy Hubbard. I don't have to talk about him. No, a guy at Harvard told the girl, and the girl told me it wasn't parted, but it was told on campus about this guy. But psychiatry is desperation. A demon. We'll get to Joe Biden tripping. We're on the way to that. There's a desperation for psychiatry to demonize him because he investigated the psychiatry for the drugging and electroconvulsive shocking, and they have 1 in 5 of every one of you from preteen to 65 age bracket are on their drugs. A chemical straitjacket, a chemical lobotomy. I know it's so normalized in pop culture. Oh hell, who cares? Yeah. Every one of the mass shooters so far were on or dying trying to get off of psych drugs. See the picture of the shooter? Oh, no, that's not the shooter. It's called the guy in the background, the drug dealer in white coats. What do you got? We can clown around because we're not employed. We're just having fun, guys. So this Hubbard guy, he wrote a thing. And by the way, he just dug stuff up and gifted them. He said, God, don't believe it. Check it out. Yeah. Because part of the code of honor is that, if it isn't true for you, it isn't true. Never compromise with your own reality. A built-in code of honor, a naturally built-in one by all beings when they decided to be a being. Decided to do something. Yeah. A discovered thing. Yeah. Yeah. He's the only writer I've read, and I've been to Harvard and back. He's the only writer I've read who says, you have the answers. Not me, not him, not some a-hole doctor. I have no idea how your day went today. How could I know? and all the other days you have, and you can get rid of those unpeeled life layers, and there's the rest of you underneath. Yeah, yeah. So that's scary to the small percent that don't want you free again. You know. Yeah. Yeah. So in there he wrote the anatomy of mistakes, mistakes happen, don't believe it, you'll recall it. Mistakes happen only in the presence of suppression. Suppression, sub means below, like a submarine. Ooh. Press means to push. Okay. To press you down, to hold you down, to squash you, to make less of you, to make you feel uncertain, comma, to make you feel uncertain about your reaching. It's very articulately published, the discoveries by this guy. Yeah. What do they call an overnight success? A flash in the pan? Boy, that makes sense. Yeah, that's this guy. It had a three in front of it. Was it 33 or 38 years out of his pocket digging up solutions for you? What the hell do you need to demonize him for? Yeah. Yeah. Man, oh man. What a soul. What a soul. And his buddy, David Miscavige. You better believe it. Best friend you'll ever have. Besides you can get that back, yeah. So Biden trips on the stairs. Well, you don't suppose there's like Gatling guns of caca being shot at him? Come on. Come on. Have him shoot at me. You wouldn't have liked me back then, but now I have the new, kinder, gentler way, yeah. Do you know what he did? This guy Hubbard, this gets to all this. It isn't bad news. No. Biden's got it rolling. Gets to other things he'll be doing. Yeah. Yep. He discovered something. And by the way, why would somebody else have to discover something about you, me, we, they, us? Why him? He discovered, don't believe it, check it out. Well, if it's true, then you're true. All of you, all beings are basically good. Basically, meaning originally at the start. How can you be bad before you decided to be? I just don't know. Why feel guilty about something you haven't done? I don't know. I don't know, guys. Right? So that, should we ever do something that we consider, driven to it because of life and games and layers of life we're carrying that we don't realize, by the way. You can get rid of, by the way. It's negative gain, all that stuff Hubbard wrote. So if we do something we don't agree with, we will play a game against the self to stop the self from further harming others. We'll get sick or injured, right? We forget we played the game like that. We'll say, woe is me. Yeah, it's interesting. He says, and by the way, if this is good, is it bad? He says, we are always, always been through it, always our own worst executioner, far worse than anyone else would be. Wow. Yeah. By the way, what is that stuff? What is the definition? This guy here, Hubbard, Scientology. Oh my God, what is that? Okay, here's the uncaca definition. Go to school. Science, SCIO. S-C-I-O means knowing in the fullest sense. By the way, all they have, by the way, this guy, Hubbard, is something. All they have is enabling you to get things back that you already know. They have no answers, only you. SCIO means knowing in the fullest sense. Look it up, like science, SCIO, knowing in the fullest sense. Ology, study of knowingness, knowing how to know things, not being told or asked to believe. Beliefs can be okay. Right, and it doesn't introduce beliefs or cancel. It's only called a church or a religion because of the oldest and truest definition going way back that says you're a being rather than a body. That's all. No. Yeah, and truth is non-denominational. Is that a Catholic card, Protestant card? It doesn't cut into that. Everybody from every kind of place you can imagine. Oh my God. Catholics, Lutherans, Protestant, Presbyterian, Muslim, Hindu, Church of the later on guys, the Mormons, the new guys. It doesn't matter what things they picked up along the way. So, this is what's interesting. Buddha, Gautama Siddhartha was his name. Buddha, little tubby guy, right? He did something. This is all about getting back to everything. Hang on. Buddha, he enabled the common guy to get, outside his body a few feet away. Oh my, holy, you know what? What? I'm not bad? I'm not a thing. I can't die. Wow, that's a big thing to become, right? People, no, you don't become that. You already is. Is you is or is you isn't. You is. You is. Yeah. But he didn't have a method back then to unpeel life's layers, so people snap back in. The only difference is as if Buddha's back today, but with this, some say. He has a method to unpeel life's layers, and there's the rest of you underneath. And that's the trouble. People are going through life, and it isn't the pleasure moments that are a problem, but some things that maybe weren't so good that we're carrying, but we're not aware of them right now, and they drive people that you and I knew that were for so long doing so right, and then oddly not. What's his doing this, he's responsible. They are his layers, but he is not the layer. You're not what you do. Do something good, get credit. Not good, fix it, right? Best you can. But are you what you do? If you make shoes, are you the shoes? Even a good batch of shoes? Are you really? Oh, okay. Whoa. Anyway, so this thing is kind of a big gulp. We're sort of mixing stuff together. It's sort of a big gulp. Don't do the big gulp. You don't have to. You can't. Anyway, take a little bit. I've only done a little bit of this. Let me tell you something. It's negative gain. Get rid of things that aren't you. The only thing I will say, because they don't have the answers, you do, but I will give you one little comment. One thing I know, if you do a little bit of this, unpeel life's layers, you will be on the floor in pain, laughing. I can't stand it. Yeah, that kind. Yeah, I guarantee you, because everyone has. It's a relief. Oh my God, like you got a paycheck finally. What relief, right? Or got the car fixed, right? Those are a relief, right? Wait till you see this one. Take it easy. You have to. You can't do this all at once. And you only got to do it once. So the counseling, and by the way, it's a non-profit. Don't worry about what psychiatry with Big Pharma is paying some ex-actress to say bad things. What? What's this? It's a non-profit. There's free courses online. This book is a killer book. This Introduction to Scientology Ethics, yeah. You know what? Great parts of it are on these courses online, free. Like handling sources of suppression. You'll be one scary, bad animal. The very small percent that mess with people, they'll see that look in your eye and they will run. Believe me. Because it's all a bluff. An able bluff, but it's a bluff. So get that. Free courses online, yeah. You can buy the counseling to unpeel the life's layers, yeah. That costs money. They have overhead, rent, they got to, right? Nah, they'd rather, forget that. They'd rather have you take a course, a quality course, and you and your friend can counsel each other, and it's free. You got to buy the course. But the counseling, that would cost a bit by the hour, right? No, they'd rather sell you the course. Later on, the upper levels, find out what that, oh, you have to pay for those. You know what? Oh, you'll want to. No, I didn't say you'll be told you should. No, you will want to. Guarantee you. And once you get rid of it, and they say the counseling, you see, it's called auditing. From the word audio, sound, meaning to listen. An auditor is one who listens. Okay, the auditing, the counseling, gets you out of the mud, and the training will keep you from going back in. And believe me, you will be one bad rabbit animal. You single mom, nobody will mess with your kids. You got a boss that's a jerk, he'll be in parts mama won't know. Okay? Yeah. You don't need him. No. In that book, that's a killer book. Biden, some people, I like this writer because he says of some things in the book, you know, some people just have a knack for it. They're natural. Not without the book, right? True, it's fact. But it isn't long-lived because the vagaries of life can pull things down. There are things in that book you need to find out, people. Yeah. Some things that you used to know that you haven't known for a while. Yeah. Sorry, itching, part of the game. Yep. So, back to Biden. Again, of the things in the book, mistakes happen only in the presence of suppression. You don't think he's got suppression? I'm amazed. I'm so impressed. Man, he's a good one. Pure gold, guys. He is Mount Rushmore material because the guys, the Fab Four at Mount Rushmore, they dealt at the national level. Although Teddy took it, you know, right? Biden's dealing on the global level. Oh, you have military, you have reserves for the couple people who want to be fools. Speak softly, carry a big stick, yeah? Mm-hmm. Teddy Roosevelt won the Nobel Peace Prize because he stopped the Russian-Japanese war. What's up? You think he's a fighter and a war guy? No, no, no. He grabbed the short little Japanese guy and the big oof from Russia, Igor or whatever, grabbed him both by the nape of the neck and said, jump on the boat. The presidential yacht, old cabin cruiser, the backyard on the bay there, Oyster Bay, where Teddy's house is, Sagamore Hill, 120 acres. So, and he said to them, isn't this neat? There's no more wars? Yeah, and they, of course, laughingly thought, oh, God, yeah, or he'll have to be suddenly an Olympic swimmer to get back to shore. No, he's not that way. He just got them to see the light. And then they went to Versailles or someplace to sign the papers, whatever. Don't bother me about that. See? Yeah. But he was awarded doctorates of international law from Oxford and Cambridge universities in England. Why? Because he took the U.S. from a national level to international, and he established a little template that he gave them a template they can go by for additional guidance if they want to, but keep your own culture, my God. You see? Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How come the Jews are always doing the rescuing? Ben and Jerry's. And they're attacked as being anti-Jew. Those aren't Jews attacking them. Nah, those are misguided people. They're like Hitler's. That stuff today in Palestine is described as very Hitlerian. Yeah. Yeah, the Jews are the kind of trapped there, So are the people, the Boko Haram down in Africa, those mean guys that capture those little schoolgirls and stuff. Holy crap, Yeah. There are pockets of things around that aren't good, but Taliban is not one. Coming back to that now, full loop. Taliban, the new regime, hello? Well, Biden's a new regime, right? Yeah. And speaking of layers of life, again, okay? Now, when you get a new body, if you do, then this would be a past life, right? Yeah. They don't have any answer. I don't know if you had a past life. I don't know if you had a body prior to this. One of the tricks is this. They tell us to eat right and exercise right. Makes sense. Good for a body, right? But do you know what they're saying? I didn't know this. They're implying you won't have another one, a body. Interesting. And they say you are what you eat. Really? I'm food? Right? And you'll go around once. I was thinking the same thing. This meat body going to go to 100, knock on wood, but it's not going to do it again. It's in the ground. Huh? It's a big gulp. Don't do it. Don't try it. Don't think of it. Don't worry about it now. I didn't have any of this out-of-the-body crap and past lives. No. Nah. I'll give you another hint. Buddha, remember, got people to be outside the body. Communists looking at it. What? I'm not fat. I can't die. Jeez. India, I used to call it the India rope trick, but it's not a trick. Commoners along the dirt road sitting down with the legs crossed. They're not magicians. It's everybody doing. They can look at a piece of rope and intend that it goes up. Well, I'm not too into ropes today, but they didn't use a physical thing to do that, right? They're just loose there. They didn't lose that, whereas maybe we did temporarily, right? Another one, hold it. You ever thought of someone and the phone rings, it's them, right? Only two ways I'm looking at that. You as a being were in calm with them as a being and knew they're going to call, or they as a being knew you're thinking about it, right? No, I didn't say about someone calling you. I said, have you ever thought of someone and they called you? We'll let you tell us why. I didn't make that one up. That's from you. You see? Take it easy. So you can still have the body, maybe handpick the next one, yeah? There's a lot going on, guys. A lot going on, yeah. Well, if we did live before or just this life, we're carrying with us layers of life. Layers of life. Yeah. Layers of life. And they aren't good. You want to get rid of those. Negative gain. It's a story of the guy who's in the hospital, banged up pretty bad from a car wreck, right? And it shows the camera view up in the corner looking down at the body, and it's hurting bad, but he's telling the story about how he, after that state is up here in the corner looking down at it like a camera. Right? And isn't sure if he wants to stay with it or not because it's really banged up. He also mentioned things on the wall in the couple rooms next door, and he wasn't in those rooms. What's up today? You see? You're gonna crap on him? I don't know. He's happy with his stuff. You keep yours, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so this Hubbard guy, God, he was a lieutenant. He was a lieutenant in the Navy. Oh, he got his mouth smashed up and knee and back and an eye and whatever. Yeah. His dad, Lieutenant Commander Harry Ross Hubbard, was in Teddy Roosevelt's Great White Fleet when they flipped the boats around the globe. What's up? Hubbard was raised on a farm, a ranch in Montana, because his dad was sailing the high seas, Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. He looks out for you, this Hubbard guy. Yeah. And his friend, David Miscavige. I can't even talk about it. I can't even talk about it. What he does. I can't talk about it. Well, didn't Joe Biden just do something? Yeah, he's not a Scientologist, Joe. But he did something big. Miscavige is the guy that's in charge of the Scientology thing. He has more guts, integrity, sanity, bravery, most forgiving. God, it's embarrassing. And they're saying he's rough and mean. Oh, give me a break. No, he's too forgiving. Sometimes you have to get tough. Yeah. Hello? Yeah. Guy's beating up a 3-year-old girl, you're going to have to step in. You may have a good chair side, a good warm and fuzzy, right? But if the real estate's going by kind of quickly, you got to kind of grab that next hand from beating that girl. I'm going to. So are you. Yeah. You know what a bully is? A bully is someone who was to bring an understanding, not to okay or condone bullying. It's somebody who was bullied and then he adopted the beingness of that bully, just to help, so we don't add more bullying. The Miscavige guy, David Miscavige, is the guy that's holding the fort, in spite of, Big Pharma. They're, psychiatry paying some ex-actress to talk against Scientology. What the hell is this? I mean, Big Pharma, remember the opioids before? We had all this Trump noise the last 4 years. Just before that, the Big Pharma, the opioids, the painkillers, they had some doctors lying. They lied, right? No, doctors don't lie. No, I bust an arm, I go to the doc. But doctors did lie. Millions of addicts for billions in profits to customers over cures, blah, blah. They filed bankruptcy. They, Big Pharma, the largest buyers of the media and of Congress. Tied with bomb makers on the Congress thing, yeah. So there's a couple of them left, paying that girl for that independent TV thing for a while to say those terrible things, right? Do you know what's wrong with her? That actress? Leah Remember, or whatever her name is. Yeah, you know what's wrong with her? I'm going to surprise you. Even telling in advance, it still will be a surprise. You know what's wrong with her? Nothing. There's nothing wrong with her. Or you. Certain layers of life aren't so good. Okay, now we're getting there. Now, but get rid of them. I can't even dislike her. Well, she's doing some things that are harming some of you if she misled. Look at Tom Cruise. Huh, my God. The peak of his career, he accepts going on to meet with Matt Lauer on the Today Show. Matt Lauer's sort of the Harvey Weinstein, I guess, killing the souls of co-anchors. I don't know. Tom handled him better than I did. I knew Matt a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. And in the Hamptons. And Tom goes on there because he knew that Matt wanted to trash Scientology. So he goes on there and Matt says, Tom, you're against Brooke Shields telling women to take psych drugs after childbirth, take psych drugs. Tom Cruise and Brooke Shields are friends. They work together. But Tom is not okay with her, Brooke Shields, telling people to take psych drugs as a way to handle postpartum depression, whatever. And Tom tries to tell it nicely, and Matt says, but Tom, some people have done better with it. No, Matt. Tom dared say it. Matt, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Matt, you're glib. Glib means smooth-talking BS, or no, first preferred means doesn't know he doesn't know, but you're responsible. Right. He dared take on Matt Lauer. You people, craps to yourself, believe that crock of crap that something's wrong with Tom. And not just because Matt takes the fall later. He did because I didn't help him when I talked to him. No. But Tom, how many lives do you think Tom Cruise saved? You don't think people die of the opioids? Millions of addicts, millions of prophets, right? 70,000 a year died, right? 80,000 died from psych drugs. More people are in more people died. I didn't know this. Look it out. The website, CCHR. Check it out. Citizen Commission on Human Rights. They just had their 50th anniversary dinner. A nonprofit. Yeah, founded by a psychiatrist, Dr. Thomas Zaz, with a heart and a soul. More people have died in mental hospitals than in all the wars the U.S. has been involved in, and those aren't old people homes, guys. No, the old people aren't in those. No, they're in the nursing homes. They don't have to put them in the hospital. No, they dope them so they don't have the appetite, and they save money on food. What's up? Yeah. So, Tom Cruise. Yeah, let's pick on this guy. I mean, everybody likes him as an actor. God, I don't know him. But we wouldn't want to, be talking crap about him around me. Well, in the old days you would. Today I'm more understanding, But how many lives did he save? Yeah. It's just amazing. Yep, people. So there you go. You got Joe Biden. My goodness. And Jill. Yeah. I got nothing to do with Scientology. I'm just telling you from a Scientologist viewpoint. And people ask me, so you're into Scientology? No, you don't get into it. You can't get into Scientology. No, it gets you out of things you didn't know that you're into if you want to, with the how to and the can do. I made that part up, My friend said to keep the day job and hold on to the entertainment. But Joe Biden, man, it's Joe Biden. My God, we all are already. Yeah. All this Hubbard did was come along and help us out of the mud. Yeah. Check it out, guys. We'll talk. We're not representing them. Obviously, they wouldn't know about this talk. I didn't know about it. But Tom Cruise, wow. That's not Scientology. He's just a person. He likes it. He had a tough life. His mom was single. And he went to how many? 16, 17 different high schools as a waitress working. She had to keep moving. You don't think he got bullying then? He's not real big. He's a tough kid, though. Yeah. Just a good guy. He's really a neat guy. I've known people that know him. This one woman in Palm Beach said, he's so nice. Yeah. He's free from junk. That's why. But he's nice anyway, yeah. And his friend, he and I guess David Miscavige are good friends. Boy. So bless that Leah Remini, what's her name? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with her. She was carrying a load of crap that didn't get handled. She didn't do Scientology. Nope. There's 7.3 billion people on the planet, and only a tiny percent know about and have done some of this Scientology, But that's a few million, and if it's so bad, why aren't they protesting? Oh, my. I can tell you why, yeah. No, you just get rid of this stuff, guys, yeah. That's it. They're the only program that gets people off of drugs without using other drugs, yeah. Narconon means no more drugs, yeah. Without using psychiatry. Anyway, we'll talk again, but bless Biden, that's what this is about. Mount Rushmore. Now, were he not to do that next step over in occupied Palestine, he says no more regime change, no more military might. Our dollars are stolen every year to bully those people there. So he's in Mount Rushmore or rushed out the door. No, he'll do it. He'll do it. And the mask thing, we'll talk about that next. Yes, you've been lied to. You've been lied to. Getting healthy people to be afraid of healthy people. Come on. Just stand up and push them aside and get back to work. Yeah, like the Florida governor says. That's the right thing he's doing. All right, people, we'll be back. Thank you. 3rd of, September. All right.